Ziemelis 365 Kona and
Lance Owens with Real Estate.
And today we're going to be doing the market update for July. And sorry we're a little bit late, but hopefully you guys are lining up. And for all of you who are watching this later, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so let's see what's happening with the old COVID pandemic numbers, Lance.
All right, so good. First to see to the pants, kind of what I feel, what's going on and stuff. It's going kind of crazy. It is busy. It's picked up quite a bit. We're going into multiple offers on many properties, so I'm finding that interesting. I'm listening to my favorite on the news today, Howard Dykes. He great business report and stuff, and what he talked about this morning with the Big Island prices going up so much on the medium price point. He said the reason that is because the people with money are still coming out and buying expensive homes, and the local people that are buying in the medium price point are not buying so much. So he said that's what the MLS told him.
So it's skewing up because
it's skewing up.
Okay,
less sales and things. So it's not going crazy, but it is going. It is, even the median price is up. So it's but it gives us an explanation. You know, I told you that it was kind of looking weird. We had some big price increases on the median price of homes.
So this is the reason why having a realtor discuss why these prices are what they are is a good idea, because you might be thinking it jumped 14%. What?
Right. And you know me, I like to really dig in too. If there's something really skewed, we go in and we take a look, and I post it for you guys later typically so you can see it. So let's go right into the numbers. So we are looking at North Kona residential home sales. The number of homes sold, I don't know if you remember, I think last month we were down 58%.
15, yeah.
Down, so we're down 18% right now. So we have skyrocketed back up. We're getting back on track. It's a huge jump.
Right.
So we are doing well there.
Okay.
Condominiums are still off by 43%.
Oh wow.
So we're seeing the condos still going slow.
Okay.
I know we've got our favorite like a lot of clients out there, so I am going to talk about that too. So residential homes are off by 31% out in Waikoloa. That includes Waimea too. So down 31%. I don't remember what their month was last month, but we have it on the report, so we can look back at that. Condo sales are off 58%, 56%.
Wow.
On the numbers sold.
Okay, so let's just have a little chat.
Okay.
This means that people who are looking maybe for investment condos or second home condos or vacation condos, that kind of a thing, are not in the market right now.
Right, and I think the biggest my biggest take on that is that most of they're investors and they want money back on their return. And the island shut down. They can't come in, nobody can come in. So they kind of made an announcement, I think it was yesterday or today, talking about that they're hoping the staycation people are going to start pulling that point, but they're not going to.
Not the full void.
No.
In fact, I wrote this in my blog the other day. There was like something crazy, like 375,000 people that came to the island in May of 2019, and 1,300 people came this year. So when you have 375,000 people coming in May, which is not even high season, then you can see the impact of where they have to stay and why those condos are usually full all the time.
Yes.
And that unless we get a whole bunch of those people back, and the push is to get those hotels filled before the STVRs, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be.
It's gonna be tight for several more months, you know. So you got to figure, you know, it's kind of hit us all in March, right? It kind of blindsided us all with the shutdown of everything. And so you get April, May, June, and it's going to be another 3 months where they start filling the books because everybody's afraid to start filling everything.
Right.
We don't know what's going on.
Right.
So interesting. We had in our office meeting today. We had a conversation about there's a guy that actually came in. He was staying in one of the grandfathered in homes. You know, because the homes have to be grandfathered in to still be a vacation rental. He was staying. He fell in love with it. He was here during the lockdown, stayed here throughout the lockdown, and is now buying that home. So interesting. He called the county and said, okay, I want to get my homeowner's exemption. And they said, well, you can't get a homeowner's exemption with your STVR because you're using it for a vacation rental. And he goes, yeah, but I'm owner occupied. And they said, well, that's fine. We can change it up, but you got to give up that permit. And so remember, on a home, you can't get it ever again. If you're in a condo, you could give that up, and then in 2 years you go back to the mainland, you do something, you can get another permit. On a grandfathered in home, when you lose it, you lose it. So that's the big thing now. What is that value worth? You know, we know what the value is on a view and things like that. We still don't know the value of what an STVR registration is.
So for what he might save in taxes, he could get back in the sale of the house with that permit.
Yes.
So maybe not getting rid of that might not be a good idea. Well, again though, who knows what's going to happen with the island in terms of, you know? But I still like to believe, I think so, that people are going to want to come here and stay at home and not go to
I
a hotel.
completely agree with you too.
I think people, from all the people who have talked to me on my 365 page, they want to be in the environment of living in a home with their family and not be trapped in a hotel at a resort.
And especially now with elevators and things like that, you know, and that's what kind of blows me up.
And the hotel's not changing the bed sheets like it's on the news lately. They not change the bedding. So I think that might be the comforters and stuff, but that's the new, like, what the? So at least if you will have a home, and the future of COVID is COVID, at least you have control of your entire environment.
Yeah, you walk in, you gotta wash and dry, you can throw everything in there if you don't trust what's been happening.
Right, and anything you bring in, that's it.
That's it.
So that's, here we go, right? A different way of looking at things, so.
And for me, I'm blown away that the governor and the mayor think that the best thing for this is to pack everybody in a hotel and lock them in. I'm like, if you've got to do this 14-day quarantine, why not do it in a house where you can get out in the backyard and you can move around?
Because they don't trust them.
Yeah.
Flat out.
But still, to me, you know, you're going to be getting in and out of elevators with potentially thousands of people that have just come in from the mainland.
Well, theoretically, you're not supposed to leave your room.
But you're coming in from the airport.
Yeah, I'm coming in from the airport.
You're coming in from the airport. You're
with
getting
your sloughing off of.
You've been on an airplane for 6 hours minimum with recirculating air, and if you're, you know, depending on how much you believe in this and what you think of it, you know, you're potentially the worst point you could ever be. Coming
so
in.
Josh Green today, he's our lieutenant governor, who's also a doctor. He said on a news conference today that he really wants everybody to get tested before they come to Hawaii. He says we cannot force people to do that, it's against the law. He said, but it would just be the best thing for everybody if they can get tested. But then my wonderful husband said he's hearing rumors that tests are not inexpensive. And what happens if you have everything lined up and you fail that test 72 hours before you get on your flight? I mean, is there like promises of refundable everything if you can't get? You know, so
no. There's a lot. There's so many.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you. Some of you are coming, Mark Rose. In the first flight you can get over here, and they said also that
and David too.
That CVS is going to be doing the testing and working with
vendor on the
with TSA.
Okay.
So that way you can definitely get tested and get TSA to see it. But it's a new system. So, you know, hopefully by mid-August it's going to kind of work itself out.
Figure it out, yeah. So.
But we're really looking forward. I know a variety of you are saying, just let me get there so I can buy a house. And we are so there with you.
Yeah.
So whatever you need.
We just, Kimmy and I just closed on a house today. It's right at that midpoint of 571, I think we closed that today. And, you know, the guy was like, he's got 5 properties in Florida and he's living in Montana. And he's like, I'm done with the mainland. Buy me this home. So we went there and we did FaceTime with him the whole time. Actually, that WhatsApp?
Yeah, WhatsApp, yeah.
I'm using that WhatsApp, and man, I'm getting spam through there too. That's weird. But so we did the whole thing with them and did that. And 2-week closing, cash deal, done, and
wow.
Out of there.
2-week closing?
2-week closing in this COVID atmosphere, environment.
There you
go. Yeah. So.
And actually, there's. I mean, I've been hearing through people through my newbies group. There are people who are still moving here to be here full time.
Full time.
And they're just saying, you know what, I'm just doing it. So,
Yeah, just doing it. If you need to make changes later on or adjust, doing it. But and I kind of I apologize. I mean, I turned off. I kind of got watching the news a month ago, honestly. Somebody I ran into yesterday, and they're like, "Do you hear Georgia just enacted a whole bunch of deputies or something, or deputized a bunch of people?" I have no idea if that's true or not.
Yeah, I can't watch the news.
I can't keep up with it. And
You mean like to watch people who are on with their face masks?
No, for craziness of going on protesting and things like that, and I'm like, that can't be true. But again, I don't know because I don't have time to watch all 4 news stations. Because if you watch one,
you gotta watch
them all to figure it out. If anybody knows where I can get one news station that just reports the news and no opinions, that would be awesome.
You know what's fun about our news station out of Honolulu? It's facts. They just say this is what's happening. They interview the people who are making the decisions, and there's no like.
On our local.
And it's 2 newscasters that just report the facts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk pricing real quick.
Median sales price.
Median sales price.
Median sales price.
Knowing that it's skewed.
Knowing that it's skewed now, so so for North Kona, so Kailua Kona, we are looking at last year. They said the median price was $691, so that wouldn't have been skewed. So and they're saying that June was $722 median price, so that's 4.38% increase over last year.
Which is
That's okay.
not even that's skewed.
Yeah. So I don't think that this number is actually skewed that much at all.
Yeah.
I'll take into let's take in the factor of that house today. I usually use like the pines, I use Kamani trees, I use Ali'ilani because those are just kind of staples. We have very few neighborhoods or subdivisions that have streetlights and sidewalks and trash pickup and have 200 units to choose from. So that does. So if I just take that house we closed on today in there, close at $571 today.
In Kamani trees.
In Kamani trees.
Which is
very, very high up there.
yes.
Yeah.
But also was completely brand new. They renovated.
Guy did $60,000 on it, but he sold it a year and a half ago for $550.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of texted him today. I shot him a screenshot of that, and he's like, "Man, I could have held on to it for another year and a half, made another $20,000." So, but anyway, so that's just kind of interesting, So I think the median price at 4% sounds about right.
Yeah.
So.
But even knowing now, though, that as we announce these numbers, that some of them are kind of because they're higher end market.
Yeah.
So.
Let's just see what it says. Well, let's look at that entire Big Island median sales price 4.2% or 4.38
For the whole island.
4.2 on the whole island and 4.38 here in Kona.
Okay,
So,
there you go.
there you go.
Okay. So
So
for all of you people who are thinking their prices are crashing, they're not.
they're not.
But there have been some price decreases.
Here's where the big number could be, and I know we'll have some people worried in just a second here. Median price for Waikoloa, Waimea area was at $522 last year. It shows $750.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's the crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the crazy part. That shows
That's
a
the multi-million-dollar
43% increase in median price. So there we go. That is not correct. There's still lots of homes up there and I've been going over with some clients. So we are good in the 600 range.
Okay. We don't have to do a 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. Condominiums in Kona. Let's go there first. Interesting. Shows a median price of $339 last year and $355 this year. I'm not seeing that in the staple market, so I think there was a few that skewed it because remember we were off quite a bit by the number sold.
Yeah.
So I think that number could be skewed. So I'm going to call that one skewed.
Okay. But okay, and just to throw this out, what do you think a leahy lawn might be going for right now?
Probably around 300, 3 to 310. So still in that range.
Okay.
There's some of them that I saw one at 330. I got my one at 315 and had a few showings on it, not a lot. So.
Okay. You have one right now?
Yep.
That you're listing?
Yeah.
In Leahy Lawn?
Yes. Yeah.
How much? 315?
Yeah.
315.
So yeah.
And that's that as we talked about that complex is not a studio. That's
no.
come here and live here.
come here, live here, 2 swimming pools, kind of resort style pools,
Right
2
smack in the middle of
jacuzzis, right in the middle of Kona, good location, but more family orientated, more local, yeah, rentals. So, all right, we want to hit South Kohala condominiums. Same thing, we have that skewed number. I think median price last year was $465. 719 is this year.
What's the increase on that one?
54%.
54%.
Yeah. So there's our skewed number.
There's our skewed number.
So,
but it sounds like hotcakes.
and I know, and then we get the crazy clients that think their $300 Ali Milani
yeah, it's a lot.
is all sudden up to worth $700. It's like no, that's not what's happening here. So they're still worth what they're worth. They're a good buy. They're a good condo, but it's not $700,000.
Yeah, and you can still find condos in Kona for $250, $260. I mean, some of those condos.
Remember the one we looked at the other day? We looked at for somebody in here, and it was what, $249, I think. We checked it out. So new ones coming on the market today for $254 in that complex. 1 bedroom,
Okay.
1 bedroom, 1 bath. You can use it for STVRs, but no view.
No view. But the other one with the view is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this with you too.
Okay, thank
Stuff. So, interesting though, as I was running out the door, I didn't have time to number this, but after thinking about what Howard Dykes had said, and thinking about the numbers and about what's going on and about what we're gonna talk about here, because my seat of the pants thing says we're getting multiple offers and things are moving quickly, if they're priced well.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and I printed this, and I'll leave this with you too, but the homes and condos sold, and I just pulled North Kona because I have the phone book here, I didn't rely on. But the looking in this area here, I did by number of days sold, how many days on the market, right?
Yeah.
So we have 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, onto the 3rd page before we get to anything that's took over 30 days to sell.
All those houses sold for under 30 days?
Under 30 days.
Wow.
The first 1 and 2 pages, well, almost to 2 pages, this far down on the 2nd page sold in under 15 days.
Wow. Well, I have some realtor friends on the island, when Kelly Shaw. She says she has not stopped working in 21 days straight.
Yeah.
She's exhausted.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard the same thing from different communities on the mainland too.
Mm-hmm.
That houses are, people, what, that 2.75, 2.65 interest rates are driving the housing market.
Yeah.
And people know that if they can get in now, that money is good money for 30 years.
Yeah.
So even if you think you have to pay a little bit extra, it all works out when you're talking about compounded interest, right?
Huge. Yeah. I'm always telling people on that. I've got he's probably on here tonight. I never mentioned names, but I've got somebody getting ready to sell a condo and buy a home here, and they were set on what they needed for their condo, and I was kind of like, the price that we're talking about that you need to get there, that gap is what you can get money for right now. That would not save you near as what you're saving in a payment right now.
Right.
Later on, it's hard, but you need to look at a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got to throw something out there.
Okay.
And I don't know if any get Susie Orman.
Yeah.
You guys know her,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, financial board, yep.
Yeah. So she came out with something yesterday, and it has the whole real estate world up in arms, because she said, do not buy a home now. It's the worst time in the world to buy a home. There's going to be people going into foreclosure, and just think your house next door to you sells for $400, and your house was worth $550. Today it's going to be worth $400 tomorrow. She's giving this horrible advice, and so she's been just flooded with people explaining to her how that works and what's going on. So,
Yeah.
That was terrible advice.
It is terrible advice.
Yeah.
And also, there's just not enough houses.
Yep.
Pent up demand.
Yep.
People are going crazy to buy a house now because of low interest rates,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And we're not in a financial meltdown, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not like we don't have funny money going on the way we did back in 19,
No, and that's what, so.
2005, whatever.
I'm always with keeping current matters. I'm on checking with them pretty much daily. They came out with a special report today talking about that, and it's like the average house right now has $177,000 equity in it, the average home. And I think there was about a quarter of the homes are owned outright.
Oh, wow.
In America. So, I mean, it's huge. We're not in that financial thing. So if you're waiting for that, I mean, nobody knows what's next on the planet, but that using the platforms that we have and the knowledge we have, that's very, very incorrect. So.
Yeah. In fact, my sister's house up in Portland, it was on the market for 4 days and went for over asking.
Yeah.
Just because there's just not enough housing. Yeah. So even if somebody, and again, because I follow the mortgage rules because I work with a mortgage company, there are people in forbearance, and yeah, maybe they're not going to come out of forbearance, they'll go into foreclosure. But there's just still so much pent up demand that even if it went into foreclosure, people would buy that house.
Yeah.
And then they do this to each other, which brings the price back up to what market value is, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't, even if they went into, I don't think the bank's going to foreclose on them, they're going to tell them sell it.
Right. And then
and they got $177,000 equity into it, so maybe they got to fire sale it a little bit quicker. But with things going off the market, 2.5 pages or 2 pages under 15 days, they don't even got a fire sale. You know?
Right.
It's just
the demand.
Demand's out there. So.
So, is there any questions, Eric Ziemelis?
There are no questions.
Eric is behind you.
Hello.
Yeah, Eric and I did our presentation a week ago. So,
yep.
At the Condo Mansion.
Condo Mansions, yep.
Yeah.
Nobody has chimed in. There are no questions and no messages, but we had about up to 10 people watching.
Okay, that's good. Is there anything else that you want to?
I think that's it. I think it was a short, sweet meeting. We are just like everybody else is reporting. Kim and I are extremely busy. Things are well, and things are back. Things are good.
Okay. So, real quick, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a little something. So, I am offering, because this is kind of fun, a gift box through Taste of Aloha, and it's going to have a coffee mug. Dun dun. And,
Commercial time.
Commercial. It's going to have 100% Kona coffee and macadamia nuts, and I've got a Kona coffee spice, and I've got a Big Island chocolate bark from Honoka Chocolate Company. And it's all going to be in this beautiful red box, and you get a couple extra stickers, and there's only 9 of them. So, $50, and I'm going to leave it to you guys for the next 24 hours, anybody in this group who wants them. I'll drop the link into the comment section, and your $50 actually supports the island producers and the distribution company. It's helping our island producers get product off this island during this time. And so you're actually supporting our local economy. And those mugs that are in this packet are not going to happen again. There's only 9. It has a picture. It's not these ones. It has the logo, but it also has a really pretty picture of Kailua Pier that I took. And the inside's a beautiful blue. And you can have your souvenir mug while you're drinking your own coffee on your own lanai when you move to Hawaii. So hopefully you guys will support the island and our local producers and get yourself a Kona gift box. Okay,
awesome.
So we will see you guys next month.
All right.